so we can get our good logos back. We're doing some JavaScript. And we probably don't do Node and Go at the same time, so we could probably figure something out there. Unix system, I know this. All right, where's Go? All right, we got too many. All right, I'll get rid of that one, and we'll put in Vim. Our main squeeze. Oh, which means Gopher's got to move over here. Everybody calm down. The Gopher is not going to be harmed. JavaScript will survive this. I still got to get my conference ticket. It's going to cost me twice as much. Keep on thinking about doing it, but then I don't do it, you know? All right, cool. I'm just gonna, we're gonna go into it. Ready or not, here we come. Okay, that's not entirely true. I am going to twit post. I'm gonna do a little twit post real quick if I can find where my tweeter is at. All right, little, I love how Twitter is doing an A/B testing on X.com. You know, sometimes it redirects to X.com, sometimes it doesn't. They're trying to get there. They're trying to make it. Main thing is the login. You know, it breaks your password manager. Yep. Okay, and then where else was I posting this? Maybe on Discord. Let's go there as well. Boom. 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 All right. Okay, and we're ready to go. I'm going to push play. Kachowza. All right. So, you know, it's really interesting the misspellings you get with AI. I'm not. Oh, my audio is really bad today. Hold on. Let me check a thing. Okay, how is audio now? Is audio better? I'm not cool. You can be cool if you want to. All you have to do is change your username and believe. Okay, cool. Yeah, sometimes weird stuff happens. Anyway, this was an exciting image with the text WebAuthn verified, the only acceptable goal. WebAuthn verified, the only acceptable goal. It's kind of weird. I don't know how AI does it, but yeah. Anyway, so let's head back over to our demo code. By the way, how are you doing? I'm not cool. Let's go back to, where's my vanilla WebAuthn? Okay, this is what we're working with. I think I've already got that cloned locally. Checking some stuff. Okay, looks good. Let's move this right on over here. So we're gonna need to. I'm gonna Actually, let me check and make sure that we do have a local one here. Okay, I should just bring this tab over this way. And then we're good there. I'll close out that window since I don't need it. I've got a new project, you know, because it's always good to just start lots of projects and not have them be fully complete. That's the best way to live your life. Everybody knows it. Nobody's going to argue against that. There's nobody who's like, you know what you should do? Finish something before you start something else. No one's ever said that. Whoa. That's loud. We'll turn the music down here. And of course, I wouldn't say that. So, but I've got I'm working on an iOS app. It's more like I'm learning a new skill. I'm not starting a new project. I'm just learning a new skill. That's all. But I've watched, I don't know. I keep waiting around for somebody to work with me on UI stuff. And then I saw a Swift UI demo and I'm thinking, you know what? Screw it. We're doing it live. Okay. So I should be able to go to local.pocketid.app. And if I just refresh this, yeah, there we go. Now it's working just fine. And I can do the sign in with passkey. So if I click sign in with passkey, it pops up. And it's really interesting the way this modal works. Like I can still interact with some things sometimes behind it. But we're going to go ahead and do that. And it's going to print out to the screen some stuff. So what I've done with this library, and I'll link to it in case you want to check it out. It's not a library yet. Right now it's still a demo, but it's becoming a library, which is the way that it ought to happen. You shouldn't create a library and then create a demo for it. You should create the demo and then work the demo back into a library. But the main thing that stinks about WebAuthn is that they try to make everything inconvenient, but it doesn't make sense. You can't discover what identities you have, but it's like the user already signed into the app. Like the user chose to say, yes, I'm creating an identity for this website, but yet the website, you can't query, hey, what are the identifiers? What are the identifiers that already exist for this? You can't list them. So you have to store them, but that kind of defeats the purpose because if you switch to a new computer, you don't have those identifiers anymore. So the identifiers are a very, very false sense of security. In terms of, yeah, it's a fickle thing. Anyway, and then all the objects are either opaque or I don't know if there's another term, but non-enumerable. So if you do object.keys on any of the objects, you can't actually see any of the properties. And so that's where this library, if we're going to call it that, or this demo at least, that is coming into a library. This is the actual data that we get, and you can see array buffer, array buffer, array buffer. What you can't see is there are methods on this. There's additional methods on this that you can't see. And then we have, this is what it looks like once I copy it over into a JSON object. Is, okay, look, here's some stuff. But you have to serialize this anyway, you know, you're going to send it across HTTPS anyway. So you're going to have to serialize it. So to me, it just seems a little bit, I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know how else to say it than that it's just weird. Also, I found out that user handle can be entropy. It's called user handle and the documentation shows it as being an email address. But you're guaranteed to get, I think, 64 bytes for it. I think that's what you're guaranteed to get if it's supported at all on the particular thing you're trying to do it. So one thing I want to do actually as well, let me see if I can do this. I want to switch this back to conditional, and I'm realizing now what this will need to look like as a library to kind of help people even more. Because essentially, if conditional is supported, you always want it to be in conditional mode, unless you don't. Like, unless you specifically don't. So once I click this button, I have to cancel the conditional. But once I cancel that, if I'm not signed in, if the result state is not signed in, then I need to restart the conditional, because if there's any forms, we want them to be filled out. So let's say I want to register a new account, and I have to put in an email address that's going to be used for the association of the new account. So, but what the goal here is to get verified, but I do want to try this because, all right, I want to save another way. Use a phone, tablet, or security key. Okay. So we're going to find out if my security key can hold user data. That's what we're about to find out. Okay, so I'm plugging in my security key and I'm touching it. And then I'm going to take this pin over here for a second. Whoop, where's that going? Okay, and now I have to touch it again. All right, touching it again. All right, and now I've got some, I should have in here, this is a different type of response because create is different. And so you're going to see that in here, there's only 2 properties, but that's because there's some opaque properties that you can't even see in the console, but they're documented. So the only way to get them is to know the documentation. It's a little weird like that. But anyway, there's an attestation object. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this whole thing because this is the money shot right here. So I'm going to go ahead and copy object. And, oh, wow. I didn't. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So what I'm going to do is, we're going to do ubico.txt. All right. Did we get, I don't think we got user handle. Transports that it supports are NFC and USB. Got public key algorithm. Let's go ahead and try signing in with a passkey. And I'm going to cancel that. And okay, that brings up our other one. Other devices, use a key. Okay. And then I've got my key in. And then I got to do this again. Hold on. All right. Okay, and now I should have this as well. So what we have is, this should be yubikey.reg.json, and then we'll have yubikey.auth.json. And let's see. Okay, we do have user handle. Bueno. All right. So that's what I wanted to know. An authenticator attachment. Okay. So we get to tell it what we would like to have happen. Okay. So I think the thing that's common to both of them are authenticator data. The attestation object is it contains the other one. So if I do this, yeah, we should see this has more data in it. Now these are encoded in a format called CBOR, if I'm understanding correctly. This one's encoded in JSON, as it says JSON. This one is encoded as ASN1, dir. And then these two are encoded as CBOR, which is like JSON, but space efficient, more space efficient and more memory efficient. And then these two are the same. This one's base 64, this one's hex. They're the same thing. And then this tells us this is what this has to offer. Anyway, so what I need now is I need some code that can verify that signature. And I could do this in JavaScript or in Go. I'd like to do it in Go. So what I want to do now is, I think, did I already have this in here? I don't know. All right. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and grab, we're just going to look at the auth object for now. I'm going to neuter this. Oh, Whoops. What? What in the world? What? I hate it when I hit a hotkey and I don't know what it did. But I just did that. Okay. What is this over here? Get rid of that. Okay, thank you. I think I hit B with command held or something when I didn't mean to. All right, so let's just do this. ID. We're just going to put in here base 64 ID. Hex encoded ID. Encoded. Authenticator data is CBOR encoded auth data. Hex encoded signed data. Hex encoded signature. And hex encoded handle bytes. Actually, one thing I'd like to know is, do we see that show up anywhere else? 616A. No, it does not. Okay. Good to know. All right, so this is what the object looks like. And first, I just want to be able to authenticate. Let's see. Do I want to... Maybe I do want to do it in JavaScript first. We'll see. I think it might be really easy in Go. But I'm going to take this to Jippity. All right, so I've copied the WebAuthn assertion object. That's what this is called, is the assertion. Give me Go code to verify it. Given a hex encoded public key from the attestation object. All right, let's see what... So I think that it's going to be able to come up with something that's really simple. Also, do I have my other computer? No, I don't. Let me just pull. I don't know if I pushed that. Because I did create a command, and I did do a go mod init, and I did it with whatever this was. Let's go ahead and just copy this. Actually, I did this on my other computer the other day. And then WebAuthn verify. So I just want a little command line tool. All right, let's see what it got. WebAuthn protocol. That's good. That's good. Oh, I like the music today. Which is, this is Seeds of Pandora. Haven't we been listening to this one before? It sounds new. Okay. All right, let's do a little go mod tidy here. That'll fetch the packages. And then I probably want to be able to give it the file. Wait. Requires Go 1.2.3. What? All right. Oh, new version of Go is out? Well, look at that. All right, and we'll just go ahead and grab that. I wonder if they updated because there was some sort of vulnerability or something. Because normally tools don't require the absolute latest version. What's up, 1-1? How you doing? Hey, everybody. How's it going? Now that that's downloaded, let me go take a look at the code and see what it actually does. You know, make sure I didn't just download a virus on my computer. Well, I already knew that it was from WebAuthn, so I've already looked at that project a little bit and vetted it in the most minor degree. Now that's interesting. Oh, because this is for my JSON. That's why it's doing it this way. Because this is what my JSON looks like. The actual object is different, but you wouldn't get it over the wire because it's, you know, binary and everything. Okay, so assertion object, great. Replace public key hex. Assertion. Yeah, okay. How about we... attestation object. Okay. Oh, I'm changing course. I'm changing course a little bit. Blank. So we're going to do blank.auth.json. And then I'm going to make a copy of the registration. Blank.reg.json. And then we're going to do kind of a similar thing that we did with the other one here. Let me go ahead and get blank off. And I'm just going to copy this. I'm going to bring it over here. I'm going to give Jippity a little more choice here. So with the response attestation object, this is going to be CBOR encoded attestation object. Authenticator data, client data, JSON, those one we can just bring straight over. Doot, public key. It's going to be hex encoded ASN1 dir public key. And that's all we got, right? And that could just as well be something like that. I think it was PS 256. Those are the common values. All right. So I'm going to give Jippity the attestation object as well. All right. Here's an example attestation object. Update the main function to read both in as files. Showing the user an error if either file can't be parsed as JSON or as the appropriate object. Oh, you know what? It's already got that part. Okay, so here we go. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so why is it taking so long? Oh, okay, so now it's going to do a little bit more. Have they got Jippity updated yet for the newer versions of Go? Because it keeps on giving me bad code. All right, so we got the attestation object. Great. So we'll just see if we can run this and if we get good results. And this, you know, should hopefully this will get us most of the way there, right? So one of the reasons to choose Go is because just Go code is better. It's just better, and This is the thing that I'm noticing. The fewer examples that Jippity has to consume the data, it seems like the higher quality of code it produces. So, Swift is not a popular programming language. I mean, it's popular for iOS, but how many times do you hear people say, oh yeah, I'm a Swift developer? How many people have you met that are Swift developers? Like, none. You meet Goat developers, you meet JavaScript developers. Well, you don't really meet JavaScript developers. You meet React developers. You meet Java developers. You don't meet Swift developers. But yet the Swift code that Jippity produces seems to be nice. So... Okay, of course. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it with IOUtil for now. In this case, OS would be fine, actually, if we wanted to do it that way. So I guess, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's interesting. So it's just hallucinating stuff here? That's too bad. Oh. Okay. It's saying that it can't convert it. Protocol authenticator data. I wonder... Yeah, how do we do this? Let's look back here. All right. So what does it want the type of this to be? Let me go check this out. See if we can go look up the documentation for this one. Authenticator data. So, okay, it's hallucinating a little bit. Let's go get to the code base, and we don't want Duo Labs. That's what it used to be. What? What? My boy Mavandi? He was trying to get me into this a long time ago. Don't you just love it when you see your friends' packages? Doesn't it just warm your heart? Does it say... Interesting. When was this? Okay, so it was published a long time ago. I'm not going to use this library as much as I love them. Well, it's because obviously, that's many years and the spec has changed and. Okay, so here we are. This is the correct one. Let's just go ahead and bookmark that. Okay, attestation object. Verify, but we need to get authenticator data. Authenticator data, unmarshal. Okay, authenticator data, unmarshal from what? Is this WebAuthn unmarshal? Protocol unmarshal. Okay, protocol unmarshal. I would expect to have two of these. Because where's attestation data? client data hash, raw auth data, parse credential request response bytes, I think, yeah, parse credential assertion data. Okay, so this is what we need. We need parse credential request response. That's such a silly name. Credential request response. I get it. I get it. But it's, you know. This is assertion. All right. I think that what we need here is going to be this one. Okay, it's still griping at me. Oh, because it could fail, of course. All right, we got that one. Maybe I should give it the latest. I mean, it'll take me less time just to figure out what it is. I was going to say maybe I should copy the entire documentation page here. In fact, I'll do it. I want to see what happens. Please adjust the code to match the latest WebAuthn module. Here's the documentation for that. I want to see. Does it fix it? It's so slow. Come on. And do I have it updated with the attestation file? Yeah. I did a good job there. All right, let's see. Did it do a good job summarizing? Okay, so it's got that, maybe. All right, parse credential assertion, parse public key credential, response, parsed assertion response. I don't think that that's the way that was constructed, was it? Let me go take a look again. Okay, let me go check. What is this type? Response, is it bytes? Oh, okay. All right, collected client data. Ceremony, da-da-da-da-da. Okay, so that's got to be parsed somehow, though. Let me see. Is it parsing it? Does it? Let me see if the updated GPT is actually parsing this correctly. Okay. Client data. Unmarshal client. Hey, you know what? Let's go ahead and let's just replace what we've got here because it looks like it's all for the better. All right, and we are going to need to have the relying party string. Okay, hey, look at that. Wow. Wow, wasn't that cool? I just gave it the documentation and then it actually did all the things. Okay, replace with your stored challenge. Well, we don't have a stored challenge. We know what the challenge is because we know what the challenge is. But let's go ahead and take a look at that. Well, I guess, let's see. Do I print out? And here I definitely should be printing out what the challenge is. That's something that I should do as part of this demo/library because that's something that we need to have printed out. So a couple of things that should be printed out every time we run this would be the relying party and the challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and update that for debugging purposes, although it's not directly helpful to us now. We're going to have to pull the challenge out of that object because the challenge is embedded in the client JSON data. I call it demo app, whatever. So we do need to have response to JSON. Is it this one? Auth data? No. Edge set. Okay. So right before we make this call, let's say challenge hex equals, and we had a buffer to hex that will do either the uint8 or the buffer. In this particular case, and in many cases like it, we can just do that as a template string. All right. Okay, there we go. Even though it should know that's what that is, whatever. There we go. Let's see. Most of the stuff is debug. It would get taken out in the end. We could also possibly move this to where this is called, but for these purposes right now, the debugging is the more important aspect of it. So, and then we also need to print out the RP, which I think is at the higher level of this. Defaults. Oops, default ops. So this one, where's RP at? Is it down in public key or is it at the top level? It's public key. It's under public key. Okay. Okay. There we go. And then we can take this same thing, Madoodle, and we can apply it to the reg.set. Let's see, where's reg.set? Okay. So auth.create, auth. There it is. Here, where's the abort controller up on this one? Abort controller, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so we did the abort controller sooner here. And we do that later. I think that should actually be the same here. I think that it's a mistake to have it right here. I could be wrong. But yeah, that's probably where that has to be. Because, yeah, we're... Okay, and then this becomes RPID if I'm not mistaken. Yes. Okay, so I just want to make... Let's bring this up. That was not in the right place in the first place. And do I want to say that? Yeah. Abort this one before we do that. Technically, the other way might be better. I don't know if that's really a fix. I'm calling it a fix. Okay. Because technically we could go either way on that one. I'm just trying to think. That's that bit of housekeeping. It feels like it should come first. But the argument could be made that it should actually go right here. I think if there's something wrong in your application, then the harder it fails, the better. And so I think that this is nicer because it won't, because the passkey will fail to load in if you were in the conditional state and then you became part of the optional state as you're doing this, I think this is just the better way to go about it. So I'm going to say, yeah, go ahead, abort. All right. So with that, we're not going to use that right now. How y'all doing, by the way? If you don't tell me, I won't know. Okay. So can I see what the challenge is from this right here? Response. So it is in this. So if we just take this and goodness knows, I need like a decoder tool at the ready at all times. There is a way to... So here's the thing. I can't remember how to do it right now. But I know I can do this. Watch this. I can do big int 0x like that. And then there is some way to get the buffer out of a big int, but I don't remember what it is, and it may only work in Node. Let me check. I looked this up the other day and it had me do the convoluted thing. And look, I'm right here. But this may be out of date. I don't know if this is still the state of the art. I could have sworn that I'd found another way to do it. Because I remember this specifically. Like I was trying to do this trick and I was thinking, yes, Now, finally, and maybe it's just a node thing. Let me go try it in Node real quick. So var b equals big int 0x 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh. All right, b constructor new uint8 array. No, uint8 array dot from b. New uint8 array b. No. I don't know. I could have sworn there was a way to get the buffer. How to get the underlying buffer from a big int. Okay, so I know how to get... Maybe it was just this. Maybe it was this is the easiest way to transform back and forth between big int and hex. But then we still have to do the step. Yeah, I guess that's it. I guess maybe the revelation was just... You're capped to 64 bits, blah, blah, blah. Dot from, yeah, it doesn't work. Array buffer. Okay, so I guess that was it. It blows my mind. 2024, and we still don't have a way to work with hex, base 64, and uint8 arrays in JavaScript that doesn't require doing the little dance. Okay, well, whatever. All right, I'm done with that. I will go do what I must do. Wait, I did that? Yeah, I did that. Okay, I'm going to do that again just in case. All right, so, yeah, because I just wanted to look at this. Projects, dash tools, dash tx, and then hex 2 bytes. My favorite little bit of boilerplate. I just got to carry it with me wherever I go. All right, so here we go in the console. And then, how does that help me again? Oh, right. because we're going to do hex 2 bytes, and we're going to pass in all of that. And then from there, we're going to do new text decoder. Actually, I think I've already got this. No, I don't. I don't have it on that yet. Decode. And then from there, we're going to do console.log. So pardon my fru. There it is. We're going to do null 2. Nope, what? Hold on. Console.log. Next to bytes. JSON.parse. JSON.stringify. And then this. I know that's confusing. I wouldn't do it in production code, but here we are. This is the data that we needed. So there's the challenge. And then, of course, we need to get that challenge from base 64 into hex. So then we do, from here, we do, this is ASCII to binary. And then from there, maybe we do new UN iterate from. Nope. Yeah, so that gives us this garbage. All right, I'm just gonna GPT it. Give me a JavaScript function using A to B that converts base 64 to hex. There's some copy pasta right there. Ugh. Ugh. Makes me weep. This is the world we live in, friends. Thank goodness we got Jippity to copy from Stack Overflow for us. Alright, there we go. I mean, I guess I could have copied it over as base 64 since I'm working in Go anyway, and it's got good primitives for that, but... Okay, so challenge. Oh, wait. Do I actually need it? Collected client data. Okay, let me go check this, because I may actually need it in the base 64. Collected client data, challenge, JSON challenge. Okay, so I do need it in the base 64, so that was not necessary, it turns out. Alright, so we'll do it in the base 64 here. By the way, I don't know if you can see that record player thing that it's got going on for the jazz version of Majora's Mask. But that is such a cool little animation. Or not animation. I don't know. The art style of we're listening to jazz music on a record player. I like it. It's a cute little thing. Okay. Okay, so we also have authenticator data. And we have the JSON data. Okay. Alright, so let's go back up here. And we're going to say challenge equals. Alright, and then the origin. And it's weird. It's got this cross-origin stuff. Guess what you can't do with it? You can't go cross-origin. They didn't finish it. That's just kind of so weird that it got specced out with this cross-origin, but I don't understand why add it. Maybe it's for applications, not for the web or web browser. Okay, so let's see how far this got deconstructed. So the RPID is location.hostname. I think I had it somewhere as location.host, but that's wrong. It is location.hostname. Location.host. Okay, whoopsies. Not hard. Reset, but not hard. Oh, that's it? Okay, so bump that sprint F, right? All right, that's all looking better. App ID, I don't think we have that. Top, origin, ignore verification mode. I don't know about that. Let me see what that's about. I don't think we want to do that. Ugh. I don't like that at all. Okay. Represents the default verification mode of the top origin at this time. This mode is the same as ignore verification mode. As a fallback, an implementer should very intentionally pick another option if they want stability. Okay. Do they mean Apex domain? Wait, how are these two different? Oh, gotta pick a winner. Okay, top origin explicit verification mode represents the explicit verification mode for the top origin. Okay, words, yes. In this mode, the top origin is verified against the allowed top origin values. This is against... Okay, auto makes sense then. So auto is saying... But I don't get what is top or... Okay, let's go figure out what top origin is. I think they mean Apex domain. So... I could be wrong. So, like, for example... The Apex domain is not always... In example.com, the Apex domain is example.com, not .com. .com is the TLD, and example is the SLD, but in cases like example.co.uk, the Apex domain is example.co.uk, not .co.uk or not .uk. And then if you have something on the public suffix list, which I do, I have a domain on the public suffix list, then the Apex domain would be the, well, I guess I might be using the term incorrectly because it may be still be considered, if you, okay, there's a delegation. Who is the owner of the domain? So maybe top origin is a better choice. I don't know. Anyway, top origins. Let's take it from the top and go down. Okay, so top origin verification mode. RP top origins verified does not accept the default verification. As it's expected, this value is updated by the config validation process. Okay, top verification. Seems like it should just be auto. That seems like the only reasonable approach here is that not to ignore, but to make it auto. All right, let me see. WebAuthn top origin verification mode. Let's see if it comes up in the spec or something. Okay, FIDO alliance is crucial to ensure the top origin of the real-line party matches the origin specified in the origin attribute. Here's a breakdown during the registration. Now you see .origin, extract from the credential object matches the example.com. Verifications and top registrations matches the verification done on the suffix of the origin specified in the WebAuthn spec. Okay. It's essential to note that evading this verification by attempting to register or verify credentials from a different origin, evilexample.com will not be successful due to the same origin policy enforced by user agents. This policy restricts web pages to access resources from the same origin. In summary, the correct implementation of matching or credentials origins. And what is top origin then? Oh, heaven help us. So top origin. Top level origin. Those are words. Yeah, but there's no... So I'm a little confused because I could have sworn that I was reading that the cross origin is not actually implemented for the browser. There's no way to actually do a cross origin request yet. So they've specified it to that point. Okay. Yeah, I'm not really clear, but I'm going to go with auto verification mode. Okay, does the user need to be present, yes or no? And then public key bytes. Public key bytes, decode string. And then I think that we could just, I think we just cast that to a public key because all a public key is bytes. I'm not sure if that will work or not. Let's see. Parsed assertion, verify. Let's go check. So let's get rid of this one. Okay, verify attestation. Wait, which are we using here? Parsed assertion. We're verifying an assertion. So that's authentication data. Ah, too many terms, and they're not used congruently. And I don't know what the RPID is hash. RPID hash still. Okay, this doesn't quite look right. There must be another. So this is attestation. Parsed assertion. Verify and verify attestation. Attestation object. Verify. Right, client data hash. Client data hash. No. Symbol. Okay. Stored challenge string. Ceremony type. No. Parsed credential assertion data. Stored challenge relying party ID. And then, okay, what else? RP top origins verify. App ID. Verify user. Credential bytes. Credential bytes. So wait, what is this saying? Credential bytes. Let's go see what that is. Okay, parse public key. All right, so that looks right. Okay, so I think this is going to be able to do what we need it to do. So let's do go run command WebAuthn verify WebAuthn and then give it the actual data, which would be the YubiKey registration object and the YubiKey auth object. Registration is attestation, auth is assertion. What do we get? Okay, attestation object. Now let's go figure it out. This is where we hope that using the AI doesn't end up biting us in the butt for being able to figure stuff out. So attestation object is a string. It's hex. You know what I'd like to do though here? So type hex equals string. type base 64. Oh, wait. Just to make it a little easier to read with the documentation, just having that built-in documentation. Okay, assertion bytes. All right, in which order are we doing these in? Because I may have already goofed it up. I'm assuming attestation first. Rongo bongo. That'll do it. Attestation comes first, my friends. All right, decode, hex encoded. Don't need comments for the obvious. All right. Okay, assertion, assertion, assertion. Auth data. Wait a minute. Raw ID. Okay, that's wrong. This is an assertion. All right, we got that one. Has no field raw ID, does it not? Assertion object. Oh. Right, it's up there. Okay, got it. See, the subtle bugs get ya. I don't know how I don't have a lot of these words already in my dictionary. Parse assertion, raw ID, authenticator data, signature. Okay. All right, let's try it again. Failed to decode authenticator data. Oh, okay. Did I put it wrong in my blanks file? The example that I gave it, did I document it wrong? Base 64 encoded ID, that's correct. Base 64 encoded. Okay, so it made a boo-boo. Unsupported public key type. This is highly unlikely. Ugh. Let's see how it wants it. Let's just make sure this is coming through correctly. Public key bytes. So I am questioning, does it want just the public key bytes? How is it choosing to parse it? Because this is ASN1 for a public key. I don't know how it's possibly saying unsupported public key type. It's using the word parse. Maybe it doesn't actually mean parse. So I'll figure that out in just a second. Okay, let's go look. Verify. Public key credential. Credential, okay. So I'm guessing that we need to cast it as a credential type. I'm not sure. Let's see. Verify attestation. What's up, Mehmet? 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 I'm just trying it a bunch of different ways. Normally, when I do that, try the name in 20 different ways, people say something like, yeah, that's the one. I don't know which one it was. Parse credential. Credential bytes. What is credential bytes? Again, okay, so we're going to have to go into here because this doesn't actually tell me what the credential bytes are. All right, parse public key. Let's go follow this one to here. So parse public key data, unmarshaled key bytes. That's not actually helpful. Close key type. Key bytes. Public key data. Key bytes. So it's expecting CBOR for the key bytes. That doesn't seem right. So we might need to use a different function. If it wants the CBOR data, authenticator attachment, attestation object, so let's pull that decode. That's why I didn't say it. That's the one. All right. Okay, public key bytes. All right, so we got a problem. We don't know what bytes it wants for that public key. Octet, Eclipse, elliptic key. It should be right here. Now, I could be wrong. Pub key bytes could be correct. That's very unfortunate that we don't have an example of which bytes it actually wants there. It's also kind of unfortunate it doesn't just... Maybe there's another verify function. Because I'd rather just give it a standard object because I feel pretty confident that I can just turn those bytes. I can do an X509 parse. Oh, but I'd have to do it over a bunch of different ways. Let's see, where was that? All right. Let's see if it talks about credential bytes here. All right, we're going to try again. Going through to verify. Parse public key. Credential bytes. So unmarshal WebAuthn CBOR. That doesn't make sense to me. WebAuthn CBOR. WebAuthn CBOR. Because this is not CBOR data. We may also be getting... Is there a red herring here? Am I chasing the wrong error message? Hey, sweetie. All right, I'll come in just a few minutes, okay?
Ready.
I'll come in just a minute, okay?
It's ready, Dada. Okay, minute.
All right, close the door, please. I'll be there. I'll be there. Go, sweetie, go. Non-FIDO pub key, that's what I expect. All right, parse public key. Kose. Sweetie, go! Cuz I'll be there. I'm right in the middle of something. Oh. Does this only parse ED? That doesn't make sense. Go. I'll be there in just a minute. I'm right in the middle of something. Alright, public key data. I wonder if there was another function I'm supposed to call that gives the data back in CBOR format, because just looking at this, I am very confident that this is coming back in ASN1. So if we go back and we look... Oh, bless me. Can we go back and look at any of this? Okay. O359301306. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's coming back in ASN1. So that's a length, that's a length, that's a length. See, it's got 30 repeated over and over again. I mean, it could be CBOR. But anyway, let's go down. We can go back to this. Public key bytes. And comment this out. All right. Decode string, hex decode string, public key bytes. Public key bytes. I'm not going to get any new information running this. All right. Write a function that decodes ES256 dir. Yeah, look. 30, 59, 30, 13. Yeah, that's dir. So we look at that. A86 CE 3D. Wait a minute. Okay. No, they are different. It's just all the data in the front is the same up until around, looks like 20, 10, 60, 82, 48 CE 3D 03 0107 34 004. Okay, so I think of 4E versus 4D. So all this is header information that's going to be the same for all ES256 keys. And then this trailing data is the actual unique data. This, it looks like an uncompressed key if I'm seeing it correctly. I think that has both the X and Y part. If I'm reading that correctly, which I think is the way that it's spec'd in in there. I could be wrong. It's kind of hard to tell how many bytes is this, just kind of looking at it. It's easy to tell more or less, but anyway, all right, so that's where I'm at. I'm going to stop there for the time being. Let's see here. right. Just making a couple notes there. And then I'm out. Catch you later. Adios.